All right, if you have been following my little channel journey and whatnot, then you know that I've been going through a weight loss phase, or a cutting phase as some people would say. So what I wanted to talk about today was the first step that I think everybody should do when they start a real cutting phase, and that's to establish how many calories you should be consuming to lose weight, essentially. So if you don't know how many calories you consume to maintain your weight, then how are you going to know how many calories you need to eat to lose weight or gain weight? So that is why there is the basal metabolic rate, which will tell you pretty accurately how many calories you need to consume to maintain your weight. And from there, you can decide how many calories you need to cut out of your diet to lose weight, or if you're trying to gain, to add to your diet to gain weight. So the basics of the basal metabolic rate. What you need is your age, your height, and your weight. So with that, there's a handy dandy little calculator. You can find it online, or you could, pause the video right now and write it down, I guess. But so for men and women, it's going to be different. But essentially, it's this number plus your weight times 6.24 for men, then plus 12.7 times your height in inches for men, then minus 6.755 times by your age for men. Similar equation for the women, just slightly different in the numbers. So for this, what I did was use my current weight, which is 175 pounds, did the equation out, and I came out with 1,803.54. Obviously, 1,803 isn't the amount of calories I should be eating. That would be a very low calorie intake. So what you have to do is take that number and multiply it by your activity level. So for me, I went with 1.725, which is very active. I could probably bump it up to the 1.9 for the athlete level. It kind of depends, because I do work out 3 to 4 times a day. But I figured the 1.725 was probably more accurate, because the rest of the time I'm a pretty lazy guy. So with that number done, multiplied and whatnot, came out with 3,111.11, because ones are always good to have in that number. So with that number, I can take and subtract, the amount of calories that I'm consuming, which let's say it's 2,500, which is about what I am consuming on a daily basis. That would mean I'm negative just over 600 calories. Now, if we all know, or if you don't know, now you will know, 3,500 calories are in a pound. So if I take the 600 calories that I'm negative each day and divide that by the 3,500, or vice versa, I'm not good at math, you're going to come out with how much weight you're going to lose each day, and then you'll know how much weight you should be losing a week, and you'll be able to know, where your goals, when your goals are going to be reached, and how much you could cut in your calories to get to your goals. Now, I would recommend not going more than 1,000 calories under this number. Now, here's another interesting thing about the BMR. If you lose weight, your BMR is going to drop. So this number here would be if I drop down to 165, which is my current goal. So if I was to drop 10 pounds, this number would drop down to 1,741.14. So then I'd have to redo the equation, multiply it again by 1.725, and I would have my new BMR, and I could readjust my calories again. So that's a common mistake I see people make, where they're at a certain calorie deficit, and then they'll start either losing weight faster or slower because they haven't adjusted based on their current weight and their current metabolic demands. So that is the intro to what you should do to cutting and weight loss, or do the opposite if you're trying to gain muscle mass. Peace. PSA announcement. You should never actually cut yourself. If you're gonna do it, make sure it's a sharp blade that is not rusty, but you shouldn't actually cut yourself. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button or the subscribe button. If you didn't like what you saw, hit the subscribe anyways. You can follow me and hate me.